I've observed this individual repeatedly displaying the same patterns my enemies use. So nothing else but projection. Projecting their own actions outward, accusing others of evil while it is actually them. And I've shown many examples of this behavior. Too many. For instance, in this reading that she titled, they cannot make you act out of character. So they have switched gears. And I've already demonstrated why this specific reader intentionally tries to trigger a target, which is me, directing her narratives covertly toward the target. So these readers usually employ the same tactics, symbolic cues, color coding, gaslighting techniques that I have already explained before. And in this reading, she said that the enemies can no longer provoke someone. So now they're spreading lies, claiming that someone is a killer or framing someone as a scapegoat. Yet, as always, what she accuses others of is actually what they themselves are doing. Because if you have heard about the other reading saying, it's her other reading that she titled, This Evil Mother is Being Blocked for Good. And then, the cover that she put on is, she featured the Queen of Wands, which, if we consider the timing, their exposure, and everything else, we'll understand that this ties into her covert attempt to trigger while spinning a story about a killer, which is her scapegoat. So this is what we call smokes and mirror technique. Creating illusions while mirroring their own behavior onto their scapegoat. And then while she's producing a reading that mirrors her situation, the whole situation where another person outside of themselves is the villain. If you listen carefully and pay attention to the timing, the narratives they produce echoes across their group. So in the same day, like 10 hours ago, like the same day of that day, there's another reader, Astrea 5D, that released a reading specifically about smokes and mirrors. What a coincidence, right? Because this is the best term to define what she just did, what the other reader just did. So it's no coincidence. Their coordinated strategy is to scapegoat someone else, deflect accountability, and cloak their own actions under the guise of exposing evil. When in truth, they are the very group that they describe, using projection illusion to manipulate perception. So back in September 2022, there's one truth that I hold on to. Screenshot attached. And this was one of their whistle blows. That she posted a group of witches being monitored while trying to set up a psychic. One of them even created fake accounts to message and harass others while impersonating that psychic's identity. So they were essentially crying wolf. Yet in reality, they themselves were the wolves in sheep's clothing. Just today, I saw a post from Astrea 5D wherein she claims that she's being impersonated. Screenshot attached. Same as all other readers that I have exposed and I'm exposing that was part of my targeting, but obviously are all crying wolf. Posting things that someone was doing this and that to me. Well, it doesn't make sense to me because I know that they were part of my targeting. And they cannot be a targeted individual and a gang stalker profiting from corruption both at the same time. So, many gang stalkers involved in the covert harassment often pretend to be targeted individuals because they are all competing to be victims along with their victim, fake divine feminine, in order to avoid accountability and cover up what they stole. All at the same time, invalidating the real targeted, producing readings claiming that, oh, someone is not really a targeted individual. So, invalidating the real victim. This is the narcissistic abuser's way of deflecting blame and directing attention toward their scapegoat. You see, the covert nature of this operation is precisely why it has been able to continue for so long. And I believe this is a key component of gang stalking. It's the subtlety that made it hard to identify at first. And without this, I don't believe it will fall in that category of this operation as gang stalking. Because gang stalking is known to be a high-level deception. There are people that are real victims of this operation, but never tolerate a victimizer to cry wolf. It's like being accomplice to their crimes.